And they already called him a weight bully. He beat Kell Brook coming off of a loss, an eye injury.
Yeah, so you can't say that he's not a Hall of Fame if he's beat world champions, you know.
When it comes to being great, it's not about just becoming undisputed. It's how you become
Terence Crawford brushed off Errol Spence's talk about a rematch and questioned whether Spence even deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. Crawford pointed out that Spence has only fought in one weight class, while he has become the undisputed champion in several. He added that Spence can't make it to the Hall of Fame based on just his success at 147 pounds.
Will be in the Hall of Fame.
Right now? No, how? He fought in one division. He had a WBC,
he didn't fight all
WBA.
four. He wasn't undisputed.
No, he wasn't. No, what I'm saying is they already called him a weight bully. He beat Kell Brook coming off of a loss, an eye injury. He beat Sean Porter.
In all fairness, he had to go over there to get there.
You know what I mean? That's a good win. I'm still a fan. I hope he do well. But like, once it got to the point where I moved up in weight and I'm in the same weight as Spence, it's just like, oh man, you ain't fighting nobody. You this, you that, you this, you that. So now they trying to blemish my accomplishment just to boost him up. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna do that, because I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't. Everything that I've accomplished, he's still trying to accomplish. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him. I honestly don't know if he make it to the Hall of Fame with the...
Errol Spence has challenged Terence Crawford to a rematch, saying he deserves another chance. Even after his earlier defeat, Spence is confident he can make the right adjustments and show his true skills in a second fight.
Where you would rematch Errol Spence, or is he in a position where he needs to win again before that makes sense for you?
The possibility is there. He's fighting for Dor, for his title. I'm fighting for a title, and there's the possibility. He win his fight, God willing. I win my fight, God willing. And there's a possibility, right?
Terence Crawford shut down Errol Spence's hopes for a rematch on Twitter, replying, "Errol Spence Jr., sorry buddy, you'll have to wait your turn." Crawford made it clear that he's focused on other fighters for now, meaning Spence will need to be patient for another chance.
I want your reaction. Is a Errol Spence rematch on the table still, or?
Nah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it.
I'm trying to tell you.
Terence Crawford's recent comments about Errol Spence Jr. have sparked discussion across the boxing community. Some fans see it as typical pre-fight talk, while others believe a fighter of Crawford's level shouldn't speak poorly about another champion. Stephen Hops came to Spence's defense, highlighting his strong record and his hard-fought win over Sean Porter, saying it's unfair and disrespectful to downplay Spence's accomplishments.
I don't agree, because he beat some notable names up there. You know, he beat Sean Porter, he beat LeVon Peterson, Danny Garcia. So you can't say that he's not a Hall of Fame if he's beat world champions, you know, and beat them like in a different way. So I don't agree with that answer right there that he said. I think he a Hall of Fame. I feel like anybody who make it to that big stage and beat them big name champions is a Hall of Fame. He did something that nobody else got. So, you know.
Like technically he's a three-time champ because he won 3 belts.
Yeah. He was unified. Wasn't he unified?
Yeah, he was unified. It was just one. He was one away.
So you can't say a person is not a Hall of Famer if he's unified. Once you unified, you made them. I feel like once you become a world champion, you made them history books.
Yeah, once you become a world champion, you make the history books, of course. But I think
unified is Hall of Fame.
3 seconds. You think so?
Yeah.
Guaranteed?
Yeah, because you got all the belts.
Since beating Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford has received major praise for his skill and dominance in the ring. His performance confirmed his place among boxing's elite, earning respect from both fans and analysts. However, his recent remarks about Spence have caused disappointment and stirred debate among boxing followers. Many believe a fighter of Crawford's level should show more respect, especially towards someone like Spence, who has built an impressive legacy over time. Ray Jackson expressed his frustration online, saying Crawford's January comments now seem very disrespectful and that fans shouldn't ignore such behavior. This view is shared by many who once admired Crawford mainly for his boxing ability, but are now questioning his attitude outside the ring. Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult also commented on the issue, explaining that although Crawford deserves recognition for his dominant win over Spence, his recent statements have changed how some fans see him. Showbiz noted that while Crawford's performance earned him wide respect, His dismissive tone toward a fellow champion has led to mixed opinions, showing the clash between honoring his success and criticizing his behavior.
Hall of Fame. He could
Not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame.
right now. No, how?
Then, Bud, what you do? Because, Bud, Errol is your one, and you just shitted on him. I remember you dissing me on X because you want and deserve respect. And all of us are here to give it to you. But when you go shitting on another fantastic fighter who happens to be the marquee opponent on your resume, then brother, people gonna start flipping tables and they're gonna start looking at you. Bottom line, Errol Spence is great and you whipped his ass. Sean Porter is great and you whipped that ass. And what you're daring to do to take on Canelo Alvarez is beyond.
One of the main topics of debate after Crawford's comments is how the quality of Spence's opponents compares to those Crawford has faced. Some believe Spence had a tougher road to success, regularly challenging top-level fighters throughout his career. Analysts point out that being undisputed isn't only about winning titles, it's also about proving yourself against the best competition in the sport.
Accomplishments aren't great enough. You have people jumping in my comments talking about two-time undisputed and all this shit. When it comes to being great, it's not about just becoming undisputed. It's how you become undisputed, how you become champion, who you face. Because hell, Devin Haney fought Kambosos to become undisputed in one swoop. What? That makes him as great as Ali? Hell no. So if you say that Errol Spence isn't a Hall of Famer, bud, we start looking at y'all. Let's talk about Spence. He got the belts and unified, but who did he take the belts from and what did he try to do with you? Spence's road that you're shitting on is more.
Terence Crawford recently discussed the rematch clause in his contract with Errol Spence, confirming that a second fight could happen, though he hasn't made a final decision yet. Many fans are curious to see if Spence will get the chance to redeem himself, as a rematch could give him the opportunity to make adjustments and return stronger after Crawford's dominant first victory.
Before, it's in the contract, so it's not if I'm open to it or not, it's, you know, what's in the contract. And Errol gave me an opportunity and a shot at becoming the first male boxer undisputed, you know, in any division in the 4-belt era. And I honor, you know, that. And if he was to come to me or activate his rematch, then...
Boxing legend Shane Mosley shared his opinion on the possible rematch, saying he believes Crawford would win again even if Spence improves. He suggested that Spence might be better off skipping the rematch and focusing on rebuilding his career instead.
Right when I seen that, I said Crawford wins. Yeah, his movement, everything was, he wins. It doesn't matter if Spence was not strong or strong. He had more of the stuff to win that fight. And Crawford is a game player. He's gonna come to win. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I still say Crawford anyway, but I feel bad that we didn't see the true Spence fight Crawford. If that makes any sense. I just think that Crawford has more rhythm, more movement, more stuff. And not just having more movement, more stuff, he has the power and everything just to be one of those great fighters. He has everything. And if you have Spence is not one-dimensional, but in that fight, he was really one-dimensional, really stiff. And if they looked like they had really a lot of problems trying to get down to his weight, didn't have enough time to work on stuff they need to work on to, you know, attack Crawford or to do anything to Crawford. And then when they got in the ring, you know, he was so weak. I mean, Crawford dropping him with right jabs. We're like, dang, like, both just dropped.
Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, agreed with Mosley's view, predicting that a rematch would end the same way. He stressed that Crawford's dominant win in their first fight was no accident.
Exercised his immediate rematch clause?
I don't know if it's gonna be at 54 or 47, but I'm sure he probably gonna push the weight up. But there's no gonna be no change in the decision. The performance still is gonna be the same. Might be even a little bit better. So he might want to watch out before he activate the rematch.
Despite the defeat, Spence has made it clear that he wants another chance against Crawford. He said that if Crawford is open to facing Canelo Alvarez, then agreeing to a rematch should be no issue. Spence remains confident that with the right changes, he can come back and put on a much stronger performance.
I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, So, I'm with it. So, I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. Yeah. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't?
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. gave Crawford two choices: either go straight into the rematch with Spence or take another fight before facing him again. Jones believes that having another fight first could help Crawford stay active and keep his options open.
For other fights, or do you think this is kind of like the cherry on top, and after this he should more or less retire on top?
Bud has two options. A, he can continue going up in weight, see how far he can go. I think he said already 54 is his max, so he could campaign that going to 54, maybe doing a rematch, or like I said, let Errol get himself back together first when it makes more sense, then do a rematch. You understand me? So for me, to let Errol get himself together first, then do a rematch is much better. To fight him right now, it's not good because, like I said, just the weight gain was not the only.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith also shared his thoughts on the rematch, advising Crawford to wait at least a year before fighting Spence again. Smith argued that jumping into a rematch too soon might not be the best move for Crawford, adding that giving it some time could make the fight more competitive and exciting.
Me make a plea over the international digital airwaves of YouTube. Let me make a plea right now to Terence Crawford. I understand you just beat him. You beat him thoroughly. You're the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. The WBO, the WBA, the WBC, the IBF titles. But you hugged him after the fight for a reason. I am making a plea to Terence Crawford. Even if you elect to give Errol Spence Jr. a rematch, please do not do this for at least a year. Please don't do that. Y'all are cool with one another. I'm begging you, my brother. I'm begging you. Because I know you got love, and I'm begging Errol Spence Jr. As good as you are, you were just outclassed. I say that respectfully because I got mad respect for Errol Spence Jr. Please, please do not fight Errol Spence.
Crawford's dominant win over Spence earned him huge respect in the boxing world. Beating an undisputed champion so convincingly cemented his legacy. However, his recent remarks have made some people question his character. While his in-ring talent is unquestionable, many fans and analysts now see him differently because of what they perceive as poor sportsmanship.
I really appreciate you just being a regular dude who's very, 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 very skilled at something. I'm glad you're getting your flowers, and I hope the biggest of bags come your way in these next few years with how things play out for you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Because you earned
bro.
You earned it, bro.
And you gave us, listen, entertainment. You know what I mean? From beginning to end, it was a real display. So we appreciate you taking time, bro.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me, man. I appreciate it.
Before we go, how soon will we get the rematch? Do you know that calendar? You know how that calendar is going to play out?
Probably, if it happened, it'd probably be the end of this year.
That's soon.
Yeah.
Like a December situation, probably, something like that?
Yeah.
There you go. Right. Terence Bud Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
Anticipation for a rematch is still strong. Many fans believe that if Spence moves up in weight and builds more muscle, he could perform better the second time around. A possible rematch at 160 pounds might shift the balance. giving Spence a real chance to be stronger and more competitive.
See Bud be great, but what better buffer to see if Bud's ready at 68 than the EJ rematch of 54 and 60? And how exciting would it be to watch Errol Spence he walks at 190. I'm 185 pounds right now. I'm 5'11". To think of me cutting, and I trained, to think of me cutting 50 pounds ever is fucking crazy. To think that Errol Spence Jr. walks at 190 and fights at 47 is crazy. To now think that a rematch could happen at 60, god damn, what are we talking about? Then you get to see EJ loading up on that double jab of his. You get to see muscled up a little bit. He'll be a bit more durable. Then we get to see Bud's magistry, Bud's footwork. There's so many storylines. So I'll end it with this. I've ranted a bit too far. For all you those out there saying nobody wants to see this too, it's a whitewash, it won't be competitive.
Promoter Bob Arum suggested that Spence might have been dealing with physical problems that affected his performance against Crawford. He praised Crawford's dominance, saying it didn't come as a surprise and predicted that even a rematch at a higher weight would likely end the same way. Arum believes Crawford's skill level is simply too great for Spence to match.
Crawford to victory. And the clue that I saw was that of all the fights, I think at 38 fights, of all those fights, he only fought 2 southpaws. So what is that telling you? That's telling you that he has trouble with southpaw, because to have only 2 out of 38 fights, it means that his people or himself have looked to avoid southpaws. Now, Terence's big strength is that he fights equally well from either side. So instead of opening up as a right-hander, which he usually does, and then switching to southpaw, he only fought Spence as a southpaw, and Spence couldn't handle it, particularly when Crawford, who's ambidextrous, and now his right hand is his jab, is throwing it with force and hurting Spence. So once I saw Terence come out as a southpaw, in my mind, I thought, hey, the fight's over.
Were you surprised, though, by how dominant he was?
No, because Spence can't fight a lefty, and nobody even mentioned that. He can't fight a southpaw. If Crawford had fought him 5 or 6 rounds as an orthodox fighter, it would have been a different fight.
You know, given just the performance that he had and now the attention that he's getting and the recognition, how do you feel? What emotions come to mind seeing that, hey, he's finally getting his just due when so many years a lot of people try to dismiss him?
Well, I don't know if anybody dismissed him because of his ability. They dismissed him because of his drawing power or what have you. Terence was I consider Terence a great fighter before the Spence fight, and I consider him a great fighter after the fight. You know, and his dominance didn't surprise me. He is the full boat. Now, what will eventually catch up with him catches up with all of them, and that's father time. He is 35, going on 36. So at a particular point in time, not now, but down.
Former champion Sean Porter, who has shared the ring with Spence, believes Spence has what it takes to win a rematch. Having experienced Spence's skill firsthand, Porter feels that with the right adjustments, Spence can return stronger. While many have written Spence off, Porter remains confident he still has the tools to challenge Crawford.
I know his camp and I know him. A lot of pride, a lot of heart, but you have to understand that you're not going to win this fight. If there was an adjustment you were able to find, you would have found it sooner. You're battered up, and let's leave this night where it is and move forward and become stronger from this night. And I just thought that if it had continued, that it might take away some of the things he may be able to do in and out of the ring, because as the saying goes, you never leave the ring the same way you went in. And it truly is the case, unless of course you are Terence Bud Crawford, who had amazing defense and an amazing offensive showing on fight night, and you don't get hit. You know.
Yeah, now you know this firsthand because you fought both of these guys before. Your dad was your coach, so you had a strong relationship there. Now, if you were coaching Spence, would you have thrown in the towel for him? When would you have done that?
I do believe that I heard he asked Errol one time if he wanted to continue, and so I do know that at a small capacity, at the least, they contemplated throwing in the towel. And I think that Derrick James is smart enough to know, hey, something has to happen. I just think that they didn't want to go, for the sake of words, go out like that, and no one does. But realism has to play a major role, especially in the sport of boxing, because realism means if I haven't won more than 6 rounds at this point, I can't even get a draw. And then he had been knocked down already. You have to look at the realism, man. You're not going to win this fight unless you get a knockout. You haven't landed one clean shot or numerous clean shots the entire night. Is that punch going to land? And when you look at realism, it says, let go of the pride, stop this fight, live the fight.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glove Lords and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Don't forget to watch our other videos. Until next time, take care and stay safe.